Please welcome Mr. Matt Villarreal of CleanNG.
So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how we started our company with really no technical experience. In 2008, my co-founder Michael and I, who aren't engineers, joined an engineering club at Oklahoma State University called Formula SAE. The goal of the club is to design and manufacture a quarter-scale Formula One car from scratch each year and take it to a competition against schools from all over the globe. It costs about $25,000 a year to do this project, and the funds are raised through outside sponsorships. When we joined the team, they only had $56 in their account, and the university was about to shut the team down. So Michael and I took that $56 and bought sponsorship packets and urged the team to convert to run on biofuels to separate ourselves from the competition. So 6 months later, we raised the funds and launched our biofueled race car, the first of its kind in Oklahoma. At the next year, we were in the same position. We had few returning sponsors and no cash in the bank, and to make things worse, the ethanol ruined our engine. So we thought we really need to find something else to separate ourselves. And then we met this guy, OSU alumnus and donor T. Boone Pickens. This time he was pushing his Pickens Energy Plan, which includes the use of natural gas as a transportation fuel. So we thought this would be an excellent way to both get attention and raise funds for the team. And we produced America's first compressed natural gas racer. The team also tested this vehicle by competing in a 24-hour endurance event where he set multiple world records. So while learning about natural gas, we found out that it was one of the most abundant energy resources in America. It's also, over the last 10 years, been more affordable and economically stable than traditional fossil fuels. It's also safer because of its lighter than air state and high ignition temperature. And it's better for the environment because it doesn't contain lead or benzene, and it can be made from renewable waste streams through anaerobic digestion. So we thought, this sounds like a really great fuel. Why isn't anyone using it? Well, there are only about 1,000 CNG stations in the US compared to 120,000 gasoline stations. This causes drivers to experience range anxiety, or the fear of running out of fuel before they can reach the next fueling station. The main cause of this is the lack of fuel storage capacity. Current tanks are bulky and heavy, and they take up valuable cargo space. So Michael and I thought, we can solve this problem. And we put our last $500 each into a new startup company, then did what any responsible college student would do and went out to celebrate with a few beers. So after we started the company, we thought we have to make a prototype. We didn't have any access to equipment or facilities, so we took some scraps of wood from our garage and some hardware from Home Depot, and we hacked this crude filament winder together in a 14-hour hackathon. And this was what came out. I know, it looks like something that your dog left in the backyard, but it got us our first $10,000 business plan competition win. So after that, we applied for some research funding through Oklahoma Edge, and we received it. So we contracted out some work to the Helmerich Center at OSU Tulsa. This allowed us to get access to the equipment we needed, and this was the prototype that we made. It looked a lot better, but it leaked like a sieve. But it was enough to get us our second grant through the National Collegiate Inventors and Innovators Alliance to develop 4 tanks and certify them through Department of Transportation testing. Unfortunately, we figured out that the model size we promised to make was nearly too large for the equipment that we had access to. So we had to remove all the safety features and safety shields and set the machine to maximum capacity. This was the prototype that we made. It looked great. It was incredibly light, but we experienced a problem that everyone else who has tried to make linerless tanks encountered. The fittings leaked. About the time we figured this out, we had our first customer called. They wanted us to build something that was much larger than anything we'd ever imagined. And so naturally, we took the order under the condition that this was an R&D development. So we knew in order to make these tanks, we'd have to find a new facility with larger equipment. Luckily, there was an OSU alumnus in Huntsville, Alabama, who was a world-renowned expert in making composite tanks, and he opened up his doors to us and helped us create the most advanced fuel storage tank for natural gas available today. This is the Magnum cell. It's a 24-inch diameter by 60-inch long vessel. It holds the equivalent energy of 28 gallons of gasoline. It's ultra lightweight because of its all-composite structure. It has an expected 20-year life cycle, and it's easily scalable in pressures and sizes. The Magnum cell gives users up to 30% more fuel storage capacity and up to 70% lighter weight package. We're planning on developing 3 product lines. The Magnum cell is available today, and it's mainly targeted at fuel storage applications such as fueling stations and Class 8 trucks. The Magnum cell LT is targeted at light and medium trucks. And then the Magnum cell AD, low pressure fuel storage system, is conformable and is targeted as a 1-to-1 replacement for passenger vehicles. Current application for our tanks is a fuel storage application. Compared to the alternative, ours costs 15% less, it holds 15% more fuel, and weighs 90% less than this ASME sphere. That means that instead of using a crane to install the system, we can do it by hand. So we've made a lot of progress in the last 9 months with commercialization of our product. We've passed Department of Transportation testing, and we've installed our first pilot project with an additional 120 units pending a successful pilot. We've also gotten support from National Science Foundation and OCAS to develop our second product in collaboration with Helmerich Research Center and Oak Ridge National Labs. We know the future is bright for CleanNG, and we plan to continuously innovate to stay ahead of the curve. With products like the Magnum Cell LT, which will launch in 2014, and then the Magnum Cell AD, which we plan to launch in 2015. We plan to grow our team from 5 members to 23 members in the next 4 years, and grow sales to over 5,000 units by 2016. We'll have nationwide distribution by the end of next year, and then turn our focus to the large established markets in Europe, South America, and Asia. To summarize, we took a product, an idea that we knew nothing about, and commercialized it with the help of a lot of people. I'd like to take any questions, and if you want to talk in more detail, stop by our booth.